Thank you, sir, for your time. I know this is a very busy period for you. Thank you for giving us a moment.
Thank you.
So I'd like to start by asking how worried are you concerning the insecurity situation in Nigeria?
Well, this security situation is quite disturbing, very, very disturbing. And I'm worried. Worried because it might escalate as we approach campaigns for 2023 general elections. So it's really disturbing. And I believe government must do something drastically and urgently too to arrest the trend.
So let's go back to the 5th of July 2022. A worrisome time for Nigerians, the prison break literally that took place in Kuje Prison. Do you think that that could have been avoidable?
Oh, sure. It was avoidable, it was preventable, and it was not bound to happen because the signs were there. The intelligence service provided the intelligence that this thing was going to happen. If you recall, about 26th April this year, the State Security Service issued an advisory that these terrorists are within and around Abuja, especially around the Kuje axis, and they need to be people to be vigilant and be conscious. They even went ahead and talked about attack on soft targets, including the prison facilities and other government facilities. So it's not a surprise to me.
So why do you think nothing was done about this?
Well, that's the question everybody's asking. First of all, our action agents, like the police, the prison facility officials, were they in a position to have taken necessary action? The answer is no. Because, one, these people move in groups, heavy number of people. From reports we are getting, I don't know whether it's true, we're over 300. And the question is, how did they get there? Did they move with vehicles? Did they come in buses? Did they come in bikes? Or did they trek to that place? This puzzle should have ordinarily been solved if cameras were there. But you have from the minister that the cameras were not working in a facility like that. It's a big embarrassment to me. And I think the issue should be properly investigated. Again, if you look at where the explosive was used, the wall, you can see that it's hollow blocks that were used in that place instead of concrete walls. Ordinarily, they would have used concrete walls, making the place difficult for access. But it was coupled with the fact that laxity on part of the staff. We've heard of issues where people are alleged to have been using telephones within the facility to make communications. So it's not impossible that this incident, the plan must have been carried out from within the prison walls.
So the number of terrorists that were in that prison, 64, do you think that's too much to be at a particular prison?
The question is, what is the capacity of that prison? It's accommodating more than twice the capacity of the prison. When was the prison built? No improvement on the facilities, no infrastructural improvement. And this is a medium security facility. And you don't keep all these type of suspects and convicts in such medium security. They should have been kept in maximum security. But the excuse the correctional services will give you, if you send them to maximum security like Lagos, it becomes a problem transporting them back to this place for trial because of jurisdiction. So that's what I'm saying, that these facilities and the services don't have the capacity to deal with this issue. So as we go along, I think government should, in the first instance, institute an inquiry to know who failed in his or her duty, so that we prevent it from further happening. Because if we continue to leave it like this, we're going to be having more problems. Especially if you recall that in the past 1 year, we have had a series of jailbreaks, and that's not good for our country.
So do you think that government actually has a political will to deal with insecurity, terrorism decisively in this country?
The government might have the political will to do it, but if they don't have the economic power, there's a general downturn, economic downturn. So a lot of sector is neglected. Is it the power sector? Is it the agric? The economy? Everywhere is down.
This sounds like complete doom.
But the problem is that as Nigerians, we are very concerned, because the primary purpose of government is provision of welfare and security of the people. If you fail to provide security, and you see people are worried, because it's a frontline project. It's a frontline project, and the government must do everything within its power to provide security for the people.
So how can citizens begin to protect themselves, since it seems like the government is failing? What's our part? What's our duty in all of this?
You see, I get worried when people leave security to the security agencies alone, claiming that it's the primary purpose of government. It's a social contract. We have surrendered those rights to government to protect us. But we must also assist the government to protect you by volunteering information, being vigilant, being security conscious. But like the general saying, see something, say something. People will sit down. You don't need government to come and tell you to reinforce security measures in your houses, in your homes. We need to do all this. I believe at this point in time, the police, the state security service, the National Orientation Agency, and others should be mobilizing the people, giving them lectures at the ward level, at the local government level, at the state level, to mobilize the people, because we are in hard times where the time is really perilous, and we cannot fold our hands and think government will do everything. It's impossible.
Why do you think government is not holding some people to account for what happened?
Holding people to account is one of the factors that can improve our security services. But the security services must first of all be well equipped and funded before you give them to account. And that's the point I'm making too. Some people will tell you, change the service chiefs.
Are you making excuses?
I'm not making excuses. These are realities on ground. They will say, change the service chief. If you change, except you are going to bring foreigners to come and start manning us, even if you change them under the same operating environment, you're not going to get results. But in addition to that, in mobilizing the people, I've also advocated very seriously on the creation of the state police. If you go to the southwest, for instance, you see the Amotekun. They have been very effective, especially in Ondo State, when, except for this recent incident of the attack on the St. Francis Catholic Church in Nnogo. Otherwise, you see that the issue of kidnapping and this, our political problems are local, and they need local solutions. The Nigerian police, as is constituted now, with a central control from Abuja, cannot effectively man the various communities in this country.
So you're all for state policing?
Yes, of course. I advocate for this, and there is no way you can create state police without amending the Constitution or the National Assembly intervening. But when people say, no, we don't want to create state police because it will be abused, and I ask, is there any state in this country that does not have a state police? There's no state in this country under the name of one vigilante and one operation, that. They have their own state police. So why not formalize it? They say it will be abused. And I ask, the Nigerian police as it is now, don't they abuse the rights of the people? If your rights are abused, you go to court to enforce your rights. So that is we don't need to be going round in circles and expect results. It's only a madman that will be doing the same thing the same way and expecting a different result. It's not possible.
You mentioned, citizens saying something when they see something. Maybe they're afraid that they could tell on them, and the terrorists, the bandits, whoever will come after them. What would be your suggestion for people who see something to say something, to channel it?
You don't even need to visit any of the agencies. They have dedicated lines. Social media is there. You can send messages through tweet. You can send. They have dedicated lines where you can drop all these messages without being traced if you're afraid. Or walk up to very senior officers at the local government level, because their fear is normally with the younger officers who they think will leak the information. But for senior officers, it's very, very limited.
Okay, they're not compromised.
We have a lot of compromise from within the services. So the need also for government or the various leadership in the security agencies to look inwards and fish out the bad eggs, who have the best of the forces in the world. And that's why when they go out of this country and they perform creditably well, and they come back with laurels. But they will have also bad people who are spoiling the name of the good ones. So effort should be made to bring this, to fish them out and flush them out of the system. I think the army did that recently. I think 200 and something, including some generals, were sanctioned for indiscipline and compromises.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.